Uber helps with mobility. I think, but
it's a different kind of mobility, the next story.
Yeah, so I guess this is sort of a mobility in the malware sense.
Yes, so we've talked about mobile malware
around.
over the past few years here. It's becoming more prevalent. And there's a particular family of malware that's kind of been going around the past couple of weeks here, I guess. Been dubbed the Gazon malware. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's short enough that I'm probably close. And basically what this is it's a piece of malware. It'd be interesting to try to track back patient zero for this, because that might be helpful. But basically what it is it gets on your Android device, and then once it's on there, usually it'll come into you from another text message. So you'll see a text message from probably one of someone you know that's in your contacts or knows you. It's a text message that says, hey, you want to win a free Amazon gift card? Go here. If you go there, it will attempt to install, kind of side load its Trojanized Android app. And that Android app actually will look on your contact list, get all your contacts, and start spamming all of your contacts with SMS, the same thing. So in that effect, it's how it keeps propagating itself. But it'll also do it through email as well. Facebook too, so it'll post to Facebook, but I'm not quite sure if that's built into the malware or not. It wasn't really clear to me, but for the most part, they said 99% of the propagation vector is via SMS spamming.
It's probably a little more automated. And so what they're really trying to do is entice you to click on a link that points to a website where the malware is located, and they're pulling that down.
Right, and they kind of coerce you into sideloading it because you're going to win a free Amazon gift card here. But once that malware is on your phone, what it does is it starts to engage in click fraud. So that's really the monetization of their plan here. In the process of you doing things, or it might just start going off, clicking on things, it will, they do some click fraud activity there to make you click on things as a human would, so that they can get click revenue for that. This method of inherent trust that people kind of have between when they get an SMS message from someone they know, they tend to trust that a little bit more than some just random SMS text message they get. So it's been more successful. I think it's in the thousands. I don't think we're seeing millions of infections with this yet. But still, relative to some of these other mobile malware families we've seen out there, this has been pretty successful and quickly successful. It's only been like a week or two that it ramped up to that scale.
So I guess the rule of thumb here is that be wary of links even if they do come from a friend, because there are cases like this where it takes. Now, do you happen to know if the malware actually requests permission to get to your contacts, or if it's actually doing some sort of
That's a good question.
bypassing the permissions?
I would think that it would, but I don't know. I don't know if they mentioned that in the article, and we haven't done any analysis of it ourselves. But
well, we have, and the indications are that it's not that widespread, which suggests to me that there are some boundaries that are hindering its propagation.
Yeah, usually when an app wants to access, other things like your camera or contacts or things that it normally shouldn't, it's got to, get your permission up on the screen. So I would think it probably does.
The device,
But maybe they're tricking you, and I haven't looked into exactly what it's doing, but maybe they're tricking you to say, hey, you just want a free gift card, we're going to send it to you. Would you like to let some friends know about it? And then they try to get access to your contacts. You're like, oh yes, I definitely would. I don't know. I'm not quite sure if that's the method they're using there.
Well, so the second rule of thumb here would be to try to pay attention to what applications you're providing access to, and the permissions that are being granted. We've talked about this before. And certainly, I guess if you see suspect messages coming from friends, you might report back to your friends, because they're probably spraying that around to others that don't need it or want it as well, right?
Right.
Well, I think something that's important is, if you're going to contact the friends, try and find a different method to contact them other than the one that they just send something to you from. If somebody's email account is compromised, for example, responding to email, we've heard stories of people, the account is compromised and the hacker sits there and goes, no, it's fine.
Yeah,
hits enter and sends that as them again.
Good.
So, if you know them personally, give them a phone call. Try and find some out of band.
Another path. It's a good point. And I don't think that's a situation in this case, because it's not actually the device or the user that's been compromised, but in your example, it's absolutely right, where a hacker may have gotten access to your email account, you ask them a question, and they answer on behalf of the victim, in a sense. And but giving them a call would be, obviously, if you're getting a an SMS message, you probably have their phone number.
You probably do.
Yeah, you would.
You give them a
I'd
call
even
and
go
get
so
it-
far as to
get
say
it all
call them on
straightened
a
out.
different line if you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good possibility. That's certainly good advice. All right, very good, John.